What's up, internet fam? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new there, hi, hello, my name is Ren and I make LGBTQ lifestyle videos for you guys. So if that type of content interests you, then hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another one of my videos. So I haven't really talked much about this on my platform. On YouTube, I have spoken about it a little bit on my Instagram. So if you haven't followed me there, go ahead and give me a follow at ren.nixon. But I thought, since I kind of touched on it, I think on my last was it my last video? I think it was my last video. I thought today I would kind of give you my almost like reasonings or the things that I figured out about myself that kind of had like a light bulb moment where I was like, okay, I am a demisexual lesbian. And that's kind of what I wanted to just talk about a little bit. So I wrote down right here like the main things that kind of stood out to me that I was like, okay, this is what I am. And so I wanted to share with you guys because I always want to be like open and honest and just let everybody know that like you are not alone. Like you might think that you're alone in these certain circumstances or these certain things about yourself, but I'm telling you, there's so many people out there who are just like you. And I know it feels kind of scary to think that you're alone, but trust me, if you look anywhere online, like there's tons of us out there, tons. So don't ever feel like you're ever alone, because you are not. Trust me, you're not alone. So, okay, so let me kind of go about and kind of tell you what demisexuality is. Like, so a demisexual person doesn't feel sexual attraction towards just anybody. Like we can't look at like a stranger and think like, yeah, I want to take him to bed. Like that just doesn't, yeah, we don't experience that. So we definitely have to have like an emotional connection or like a strong connection, some sort of like feeling behind it to have that moment where we think like, yeah, I would like to be sexually intimate with this said person. And I didn't always think I was demisexual. I remember being young, like I knew I identified as lesbian because I could only like see myself being in a relationship with a woman. I could never see myself being in a relationship with a man. My first kiss was with a girl. My first dates were with a girl. My first sexual encounter was with a girl. So I knew that women were gonna be what I was gonna be interested in always. It wasn't until I had my first sexual experience and I didn't like it that I thought, something's weird with me, something's not right. And so immediately that made me think asexuality. So I do remember like in my early 20s, I definitely thought like, oh my God, like, am I asexual? But I, went to therapy and I talked about it. And it wasn't until talking about it, I realized that the reason why that sexual encounter was quote unquote not really good for me was because I did not have an emotional connection with them. We had gone on 2 dates. I was 20 years old, and it just I wasn't feeling that, emotional connection with them or that physical connection, any connection whatsoever. So honestly, it was not good for me, in that aspect, because I just was not emotionally connected to this person. So then I thought, okay, so I'm only sexually attracted to people who I have some type of emotional connection with, and that is demisexuality. So I was kind of like, okay, so then I moved away from I'm asexual to demisexuality, because when I did fall in love with someone, I was in love with someone for almost 4 years. That's when I realized that like I do have sexual attraction towards people. I do want to have sex with people. I don't find it repulsive if I have a connection and I feel I have strong feelings towards them. There's a connection. I'm, emotionally into them, physically into, like that is the only way that I would want to be sexually active with somebody. So for me, it was like I would look, like when, people can look at bodies and think like, oh, look at that, girl's body, like it's banging. Like, yeah, I appreciate good looking people. People are good looking. People have great bodies. People are gorgeous. I don't know if I'd want to sleep. I don't think I'd want to sleep with them, you know, until I really got to know them. And that's what was really interesting for me, because I say I have this type, you know. I'm like, oh yeah, my type is like tall, blonde. And while that I'm aesthetically attracted to that, I'm not so much sexually attracted to it, if you know what I mean. Because anybody that I've been sexually attracted to has not been that. So I mean, yeah, definitely. So another thing that I would say was like a bell for me that I was demisexual is that I realized that while I do like sex, it is not the end all, be all, most important thing in my life. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the biggest thing for me. It's great, yeah, but I mean, it's not like the most important thing in my life. There's so many other things that are more important to me. So I do feel like sometimes I might be labeled prude or, you know, just stuff like that, because I just, any type of physical intimacy, like making out, kissing, any sexual activity, like to me, I just can't, like, I don't want to make out with somebody if I'm not like really emotionally interested in them. And like, I just can't, like, I don't know, it just grosses me out. I don't know why, I'm not into it. I don't want to do it. Like, it just seems like a burden. If, you know, it seems like it's just too much work. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, it's just too much work for me. So that to me was definitely like another thing where I'm like, yep, demisexual. Another thing is like dating, I take extremely like seriously, which people are like, it's just a date, you know, nothing big about it. For me, they are just like this monumental like thing, and I carry so much like importance to it, which is why I'm almost 30 and I've only been on like 6 dates. 6 dates, okay? So there have been like a couple years where I have not even been on a date, okay? Because I just put so much importance on them. I don't want to waste anybody's time. Plus, they're like a lot of work. I feel like a lot of it is so much work. And like, while I'm a hard worker, like for things like that, I'm just kind of like, I don't. So for me, it's like dating is just not, and you know, being a demisexual, Tinder dating, online dating is the absolute worst thing in the world. Because while I take dating so seriously, I cannot judge off of a picture if we are gonna be compatible or if I'm gonna have any type of connection with you. So I'd have to date you, and it's like, but I don't want to. So it's the hardest thing ever, which is why I feel like most of the time, people that I've had feelings for, I've met them places, or we've been in the same circle, or they're like a customer of mine that I've seen on multiple occasions, I've gotten to speak to, things like that. It's just too difficult for me on the dating websites, which is why I don't really partake in them. When you think about it, it's just, yeah, I have to have so it's like it's just a circle. It's like this circle of like hopelessness for me, because it's like online dating doesn't work because I need something more, and I don't want to date. So it's like, how can I meet somebody if I don't want to go on the dating sites and I don't want to go on dates with people? It's like, how am I ever gonna, you know, meet that person? Which is why I have been single for a really long time. All my life, actually, all my life. Which I know might sound crazy to some people, but ever since I made that video, you just see how many people are just like that. And it's totally okay, it's totally fine. I don't know why we have to put so much pressure on it. I mean, I'm an extremely happy person. I mean, I get to do anything that I want. Like, I do everything. I travel and I work on my goals and I work on my YouTube and I make money, and I have so much fun in my life. And while I do want to share my life with somebody, I just want to make sure that it's like the right person and I have a connection with them. And yeah, I mean, I don't stress myself out over it. I feel like, you know, in due time, I will meet somebody and the connection will be there and they'll be understanding and they will be okay with the fact that I've never been in a relationship or that I need more time than others to develop, you know, a relationship towards someone and things like that. I mean, they will understand and they'll be okay with it. So yeah, I mean, let me know down below if you were asexual or you're demisexual and how did you know, like, how did you, you know, feel about it? Honestly, the only reason I like really found out about demisexuality, I can't even talk. The only way I really found out about demisexuality was because of looking up asexuality. I did see, you know, demisexuality and I started researching it and I was talking to my therapist and, you know, we came to the agreement, like, this was me. Like, when you read the things, like the signs and things like that about demisexuality and you're just like, a light bulb goes off and you're like, oh my God, that's me. Like, you just know, you know? So yeah, that is definitely something that I kind of just wanted to talk about a little bit of the ways that I knew I was demisexual and, you know, just to let you guys know that if you're demisexual, welcome to the club. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little video. If you have any questions for me about demisexuality or anything like that, leave them down below and I'll totally answer them for you in a separate video or something like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little chat with me and I will see you next week with another video. Much love, guys. Mwah.